I decided to stream Deus Ex The Fall, and that went pretty well.
Hold it right there, citizen. Looks like you're packing some serious hardware. You must be an agent. Government? Military?
Ex-military, but I got tired of fighting other people's wars.
Shit, yeah, I get that, but I need some help.
Seeing the overall mostly negative review score, I was expecting something completely awful and unplayable. I mean, when you sort Steam search by review score, Umbrella Corps is slightly above it, and if you keep going, you'll discover that both Postal 3 and Hunt Down the Freeman have slightly higher review scores. So I was fully expecting an awful, terrible game. Instead, I got something that just made me go, huh, not bad. Now, some of you may be wondering what Deus Ex The Fall is. To make it quick, this is a PC port of a 2013 mobile game. Yeah, Deus Ex got a mobile game. Well, I guess it got two, because there's Deus Ex Go now. Released in 2013 and ported to PC in 2014, it was supposed to continue the lore of Human Revolution while setting up more characters and side plots. The plan was to make it more episodic, but that never happened. That's the first negative I'll get out of the way now. The game ends on a cliffhanger, teasing part 2. There's even mentions of more future content in the main menu, but it never came, and I can confidently say that it never will. Anyway, let's go to the game. The story's pretty basic, but the Human Revolution aesthetic is all here. The gold and black, with a conflict being vaguely teased by unknown characters. You play as Ben Saxon. He was a mercenary, then got backstabbed. Now he has to get the drug neuroprosine, or else his body will reject his augmentations. Since there's a shortage, he has to change suppliers. This is all stuff Human Revolution players would understand right away, but newcomers might be like, what? Augmentations? This guy can float? This game was made as sort of a companion piece, and it's obvious because not much is set up. I mean, I guess they do try to throw in a little bit of context for some things, but it would definitely help if you've played Human Revolution before. Just like Human Revolution, there's pocket secretaries and people's computers that give additional information. I didn't read these as I didn't want to put the stream chat to sleep, so I don't know if it's worthwhile info, but it's good that it's here. The voice acting starts out alright.
Yes?
We're close, but we need more time.
Explain.
The tests have yielded excellent results during this phase, but the effects vary. With more time, we can ensure the mechanism will work exactly as required, and
Some of the characters sound okay, then others don't. Also, some of the characters do that thing where they'll throw one non-English word in a sentence to remind you this is a foreign country. I couldn't find a good clip of this where I wasn't yabbering over the audio, so an example would be like, "Hey, amigo, watch out around here, it's not safe." An obviously fake accent followed by perfect English. When it comes to the game's assets, oh boy, the ones that show up in the cutscenes don't look terrible, but in-game, things get messy. I'm sure on a phone or tablet, the infidelities were more hidden, but on a 24-inch monitor at 1920 by 1080, there's some stank. I can't explain it, but this pistol looks really weird to me, like it's a half-finished asset. However, what impresses me the most is the hub world. After the intro, the game takes place in Panama. Since this had to work on mobile, the developers made a condensed, compact world. And real quick, this game was made on Unity, which utterly shocks me. It never crashed, the FPS was stable, it didn't look like the worst thing to ever release. And this is back when Unity was known for being pretty garbage. I mean, nowadays, most people understand that there's some good stuff that comes out of the engine, but in 2013, 2014, Unity was like ultra stink. Anyway, I fell in love with this hub world. The scale means everything's on top of each other. There isn't any long and wide roads or alleys. Interior levels follow the same kind of mindset where the arenas are super small and quaint. But the developers still managed to create a need for exploration. There's alternate paths that may not go anywhere crazy, but you will still get rewarded. Out in the hub world, there's doors to hack open that lead to alternate entrances to certain locations or just more ammo and credits. Someone in the stream chat compared the hub world to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and I think that's a very fitting comparison. It's small, but dense, with all kinds of looting opportunities. And thank God it's small, because you will revisit places. There's some backtracking involved, and it was probably both to pad game time and to use much of the map as possible to keep the file sizes down. But sometimes it didn't make sense. You will wipe out an entire area just to return to it being fully staffed again with another guy there you're supposed to talk to, and everyone acts like nothing happened. There is a skill tree, and the game does reward some diversity. Like, for instance, there's heavy objects that require the augmentation that lets you move them, and moving these objects allow you to reveal secret areas or paths. Then there's increasing your hacking skill that will allow you to access the previously mentioned doors. There's a cloaking device that lets you go through, like, cameras or like motion sensors and stuff like that. Of course, you got movement speed upgrades and so much more. It's a small tree, but for a game this size, it's perfect. There are dialogue options, but I'm not sure if they have any impacts. Besides the 1 or 2 side quest activations, the rest seem very inconsequential. There's times where you are given a choice and the plot carries on as intended regardless. Where the negatives really begin to show is the store. A carryover from the mobile version is the weapon and item store. There's no vendors in the game. You can buy whatever you need immediately. No in-game explanation for this. Just buy your stuff and poof, it's in your inventory. The real-world currency option's been removed, but everything else is the same. I don't think they fully optimized this menu because sometimes left-clicking an option does nothing until the second or third click. It's unresponsive and very grindy. The prices are quite insane. You'll need every credit to afford higher-end weapons. However, at the same time, towards the end of the game, I felt like I needed to spend them. You see, this game is only a few hours long. The stream VOD is 3 hours and 18 minutes. I did speed through the last mission, and again, I didn't read anything, but that's still short. In that time, the difficulty did not spike to the very last few encounters. All that resource hunting and money hoarding didn't mean much when the pistol carried me through 90% of the game. So I ended up buying candy so I could do more takedowns, bought grenades to make my life easier, but that was just because I knew the game was about to end. I had someone in the stream chat see how long I was away from the end, and when I found out that there was only like 30 minutes left, there was no point in saving this money anymore. There's no challenge. Sure, I died once or twice, but that was mostly due to rushing so I could beat the game in one sitting. This store has so much stuff you'll just never use. That kind of kills the game for me. What's the goal of combing the map to find all available resources if it means most of it will go to waste? I think the obvious answer is that the developers didn't intend on it going to waste. The cliffhanger is pretty much a setup for another hub world stuff would have carried over. Speaking of stuff, there's no inventory management. You could theoretically hold an infinite amount of things. Mix this with the fact bodies disappear, which, to be fair, is probably an optimization thing. You got yourself one easy, smooth ride. It's comfy with a very nice atmosphere, but it's bogged down by the easy difficulty. It feels a little too easy. But still, that doesn't make this game deserving of that review score. I'd much rather play this than Postal 3 or Mob Enforcer. It's functional, has a structured story, albeit simple, and plays like a very, very light version of Human Revolution. When reading through the negative reviews, it seems like a lot of people give it a thumbs down over 2 factors. It's unfinished, which fair, and 2, it's a mobile game. I may be one of the few, but I actually like mobile game ports. You know how many games die on mobile just to never see the light of day again? Deus Ex The Fall is not on Google Play. If it wasn't for a PC port, we'd never be able to visit this game. Giving it a downvote because it's a mobile game almost seems kind of ridiculous, especially when the store page even says it's a port. It was designed for mobile devices. What did you expect when you purchased it? I can also understand the reviews because, as someone said in stream chat, there's no middle option with Steam, and I'm kind of in that boat. I loved Human Revolution back in the day, and playing this reminded me of the reasons why. That vibey, moody aesthetic with a quick stealth system. Hide easily, kill easily. At the same time, Deus Ex, The Fall, will fall short of any expectations for those who will beeline from the franchise into this title. So I'll meet you in the middle. I got this for $1.99 during the Steam Winter Sale, and that's a perfect price for Deus Ex The Fall. This was the first stream and first game I beat in 2022, so I thought I'd make it the first game I review. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like The Fall, or do you hate it? As always, shout out to the patrons. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video of whatever that may be.